Good morning, Year 4. And this is your maths video for if you've got this booklet on Tuesday the 19th of January. Now for today's learning, we need to turn to page 7, which is all about scales. And if you did yesterday's work, that was also about scales as well. So it's not brand new learning for you. So let's have a little look at question number 1. So it's asking you to look at the number line and then to write the correct numbers in the boxes. And you'll notice that on my number line, I've got some numbers, but I've also got some little marks on my number line that aren't numbered. And so we can figure out what our missing numbers are. We've got to identify what each of these little marks are, what number it would be. Now I'm going to do this by estimating and having a little bit of a guess. Okay, so I know that I'm not counting up in ones because I don't have enough little lines between 100 and 200. It just wouldn't work. Let me show you. 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 200. And 200 doesn't come after 104, so we can't be counting up in ones. I also don't think we're going to be counting up in twos. Let's try tens to see if that works. So 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 200. Does that work? No, it doesn't, does it? So let's try 20s. 100, 120, 140, 160, 180, 200. And did it work that time? It did, didn't it? So for that first question, you are counting up in 20s. Okay, so see if you can use that to help you. Now the next question, question number 2, is asking you to read a scale. So you'll notice that there are some animals and that down the side we've got, it's like a little bit of a ruler. It's telling us how tall these animals are. And you've got to read very carefully to figure out how tall each animal is. And if you look, you can see that there's a little line that follows across from the animal all the way to the scale. So see if you can use that to help you. Remember, for the giraffe, it's going to be between 180 and 200. So what would the height of the giraffe be? Okay, now question number 3 then is asking you about measuring liquid. Okay, so it says Joe needs 120 millilitres of milk and 60 millilitres of water to make a cake. Draw the amount of milk and water that he'll need in the jugs below. So if you've got any coloured crayons to do this one with, that would be really nice. And you've got to use the scale on the jug to colour in the right amount. So let's have a little go on a whiteboard. Okay, so here's my jug. There's my jug, can we all see that? And I'm going to have my scale at the side. Okay, now if I wanted 20 millilitres of water, my line would go across where that 20 is. So can we see that? That would show us that we've got 20 millilitres of water. But if I wanted 30 millilitres of water, you'll notice that there isn't a 30 on here, but that I know 30 is in the middle of 20 and 40. So I'll have the amount of liquid that's in between 20 and 40. So see if you can use that to help you. Now remember, once you've completed today's work, you're going to take a picture of it and send it to the Year 4 email address.